So, I understand that, when you graduated college, you had an original clinical focus. Now, we spoke about that previously. You later changed your clinical focus to helping first responders. What made you want to do that, would you say?
My husband.
Are there any,
Um,
oh, okay, go ahead. I was gonna say, are there any like incidents that stand out specifically that was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and try to be more helpful in this arena?
yeah. So as you know, his years have gone on in the department.
Hmm.
He- it's it's only worn him down. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
he's burnt out. He's working 50, 60 hours a week.
Hmm.
With OT, with special duty, the special duty he's currently doing. So,
Going to
so he's
court, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, going to court,
Hmm.
court Collins on his days off, like you said, going to court in the morning and then just having to go right to work.
Hmm.
Excuse me. So, like, normally in the morning, that's his time to himself. I take our son, drop him off at daycare, go to work. So my husband's able to go work out, play his video games, whatever. But over the years, just I think all aspects of the job and the career has just really worn him out.
Okay. All right. So, given
Oh,
that,
answer the question, I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. It's all right. Go ahead.
It was, the biggest incident I think that, made me decide to move my clinical focus was, December of 2021.
Okay.
There was a Is it okay if I kinda go into
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
call a little? Okay.
Shoot. Hmm.
It was a triple homicide. Um, 2 young kids, both under 10, and I think the gentleman was 20, 21, 22, some around that age.
I think I know what you're talking about. It was an apartment complex. They kind of walked up, and his girlfriend was in the house. Okay, shoot, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, and, like, over 50, 60 bullet holes in the
Yep.
car, right?
Hmm.
And my husband, was one of the first on scene, and, from what I was told,
Hmm.
he was performing CPR on the little girl, and I feel bad that I can't remember her exact age, but, around 6,
Mm.
uh, for 7, maybe 9 minutes straight, even though,
Probably felt like forever.
yeah, even though he knew, like, she was gone.
Hmm.
Um, and at that time, like, we hadn't, had any kids yet, but even so, like, a scene like that is
For sure.
just. And so I remember, I got a text, from him saying, "I'm being sent home." And there's very specific texts that first responder spouses, specifically in law enforcement, get
Hmm.
that were like, "Oh God," kind of when we get those texts.
Yeah, for sure.
So that told me, uh, it was a bad run. I think if it was like a shooting, he would have been more specific. And so, but I found myself like going online, trying to check the news to see what
Hmm.
had happened. It felt, I don't know how long it was before he actually came home. Because like after he texted me, he still had to do like the debrief and all of that.
Hmm.
But it felt like forever, definitely more than an hour. He called me finally when he was on his way home, and like I knew he was crying and he was very, very quiet. And the the PTSD symptoms from this specific call were very apparent,
Hmm.
um, over the next few days, the next week, really. And, I am a clinician, so I knew exactly what to look for.
Hmm.
But it was that specific call and his reaction to it that made me really wanna move my focus to first responders. Um, yeah,
Yeah, definitely understand that. Yeah, and we appreciate you for wanting to focus more on that because we don't have too many outlets and resources for those
yeah,
type of traumas that we experience. So
yeah.
definitely want to give a shout out to you. So